Just want to say, hey guys, it's Klaus. Welcome back. I've got a pretty good game to show you. And at the same time, I want to talk about what you do, how do you react when you get a stupid map. What do I mean by a stupid map? There are a lot of stupid maps in this game. Maps that are not balanced. Maps that just, for whatever reason, Wargaming has decided to ruin. Mines comes to mind, especially Mines Encounter. But this one here, which they have made a change to recently, and I'm just going to talk about it as the game progresses here. Okay, I'm bottom tier, tier 7 and a tier 9 game, which is already kind of relegates me to that of support role, and I'm going to move into the field here because I know I can support the. Oh, wait a minute. I was just going to say, yeah, stupid map. Okay, let's just look at the mini map here. Why the hell did Wargaming provide a cubbyhole? You see where the T-20 is heading there? The T-20 has zoomed forward and is going to get into that little cubbyhole, which means he's going to have the whole eastern half of my team's map, the field side, permanently spotted from the cover of that little cubbyhole, so that any of his teammates that are playing in the field side will know exactly where we are all the time. There's 3 artilleries. It's just a shit show. That little cubbyhole is relatively new. Why? The whole point of me heading, or any of my teammates heading to the field side there, is to be able to shoot down that east-west road that's not really east-west. It bends down. Do you see the east-west road here? If I go into the field, I can shoot down that semi-east-west road to enemies that are in the city and support my heavy tanks fighting in the city. But I can't now because the T-20's moved into the cubbyhole, which is pretty much already safe. Yeah, if an artillery gets to A0, he might be able to shoot the T-20, but it'll get spotted on the way because the T-20's already there. Yuri, map used to be relatively balanced, but we put cubbyhole in on north side. That if tank get in cubbyhole, a north team is fucked. Yeah, which will balance. Therefore, one team will win, south, and one team will lose, north. So, yeah, one team wins, one team loses. Balanced. Why? So what should you do? Is this another one of those maps that you have to, like, block? You can't block them all. So let's just roll the game here. And in this particular game, my team did exactly the right thing. They saw the T-20 heading into that cubbyhole, and they said, screw it. We're not going to the field side. Everyone's hugging the A-line. And Yuri, we have succeeded. North spawn only gets 1/4 of the map to play with. As soon as someone goes in that little cubbyhole, you basically lose half of your playable map. And that's what you got to do. It's like on mines, when the north spawn gets the hill, which they do 90% of the time if they just drive to it, because they spawn closer to it. You just have to say, okay, they get the hill, and just hide and wait for them to make mistakes. And on this map, as soon as someone gets that, you see the T-20 there. If I would have went to the field, or if my team would have went to the field, we would have been annihilated by his teammates, which you see are moving already to the west there. I could shoot them here if my artillery was not in the sniping spot. Why would I guess he went there because he didn't want to get spotted by the T-20. I don't know why he's there, but he politely moves out of the way. Thank you, buddy. And this is the exact perfect counter to that move. Just ignore the guy. When a team wins a strategic spot on the map, there's 2 ways to handle it. Number 1 is counter him immediately, if you can. If you're in an armored medium tank that can take him out quickly and survive, that's one way of doing it. And the second way of doing it is just to ignore him. Just say, okay, you got the cubbyhole? Take your cubbyhole and stick it up your ass. We just won't go in the field. So his position is neutralized. Wow. Strategy. We're talking strategy. Can you believe it? Now, the enemies in the city now have a huge advantage because there are none of us in the field, in the small town, shooting down that east-west road. We could be shooting that T-32. We could have shot the T-10 and the Standard B as they crossed that main road. The enemy team all of a sudden has a huge advantage in the city because we don't have a field presence, so they never end up in a crossfire. Now, my team in this particular game has done the perfect counter to that T-20's position. The worst thing that could happen is if I stayed, if you're headstrong, I'm going to the field. And me and the Super Hellcat and who was the P-44, we just went to the field and ignored the T-20 and just didn't change our plans, we'd all be dead. That's the worst, is when your team just doesn't respect that someone took that position and just blunders forward blindly because that's what they wanted to do, and then it ends up being a 2-minute game. Now in this particular game, what happened is my team did it exactly perfectly, and the enemies made a mistake. They moved forward thinking, oh, the T-20's taking the cubbyhole. He's got the whole field lit. Let's move forward. They moved forward, but we countered. We hugged the A line and the red line, and we're able to just snipe them as they move forward. So, ha! Take your cubbyhole and stick it up your ass. So I guess there is a way of countering the stupid map design, but it's just it's a flip of the coin. If you have 4 or 5 teammates that don't see that and just blunder into the field anyway, it's a 2-minute game. If you're playing on mines and the north spawn wins the hill in the first 5 seconds, and then your team tries to take the hill after 10 seconds later, it's a 2-minute game. Why the hell do they have to put a cubbyhole? So that someone can go sit in it and delete half the map you're playing on. Anyways, okay, that's my rant. That's my rant. But it ends up being a pretty good game for me. Bottom tier in a tier 7, in a tier 9 game. Because I respected the cubbyhole. And you should respect the cubbyhole as well. Next time you see someone rush to that position and you're in the north spawn, don't throw the game away by just going into the field anyway. Right? Don't just blunder forward when someone takes a broken map position that Wargaming provides so that the game would be over in 2 minutes. Is that why they put these special spots on maps now? They add them so the game will be over in 2 freaking minutes? Alright. Oh, nice shot. Did you see that? Poor guy. That's funny. Okay, I didn't even see that while I was playing the game. I don't think I noticed that. I was probably raging. Freaking cubbyhole! Leave some comments, guys, and let me know other positions on maps that really bother you. The 2 that come to mind for me is this one. Why the hell did they put a cubbyhole for the south spawn? If it was broken in the first place and they tried to fix it, well, they didn't fix it. Well, the south spawn was losing for first 8 years, but then we fixed map. Now we let north spawn lose for 8 years. Is that the kind of balance that you guys have? Like, for crying out loud. This one comes to mind, and the other one is, of course, mines, where the north spawn easily gets the hill. And then for encounter, they put the encounter base on the north side, so they can get the hill and the base immediately. Some of those games last like 45 seconds. Gotcha! You like your GSOR? You were on the reload? Ah, poor little GSO. What? You have to reload for 45 seconds? That's too long. Isn't it funny? There's that T-20. That T-20, that you cubbyhole dwelling T-20. It's karma time. Karma is a biatch. I had fun making this video. I don't know why. Sometimes I like to make informative videos. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm full of shit. Or let me know if there's any positions or aspects of certain maps that are broken. And I'll read the comments, and if you have some good ones in there, I'll take note of them and try and find some games where we can showcase them and maybe figure out what the counter is on different maps. I think we've kind of beat the cubbyhole to death on this one. I hope you enjoyed it. The game's almost over. I think I'm going to get more damage here. Watch. Like, am I going to ace this thing in a tier 9 game? Look, come on, team. Don't die. Move up. Do something. Help! What's wrong with you guys? Gotta ping the map every now and then, right? Watch this. Watch this. $per admit it. Tier 7 and a Tier 9 game. That was fun. That was fun. I don't know why. Sometimes I amuse myself. That's all it takes to ace the tank when you're bottom tier. Look at that T20. He's right up there, right? Just underneath the GSOR, who I took out on the battlefield, I'll have you know. Yeah, I lost credits. I know. I had to press 2. I realize that. Okay, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Leave some interesting comments, okay? Because I want to maybe do a little, not a series, but I'll show some other and feature some what you call broken positions on the Broken Position Map series. Oh, wait a minute. We'll call this one Stupid Broken Map, Episode 1.